Remember at the beginning of the year when we talked about how we have some of these skills and we do really awesome with them, and then we go to answer a multiple choice question and we're like totally off, right? Because we don't think through each answer and sometimes we get overwhelmed with the answer choices. Well, guess what we're getting ready to do? We're getting ready to go through some multiple choice questions because that's something that I think we really need to be working on. Because that's just kind of the name of the game. We've got to know how to answer multiple choice questions, right? So you can have these skills. A lot of you are doing so great putting these claims and these pieces of evidence in your graphic organizers. So now we're going to go to answer multiple choice questions. I am going to model question 1 for you. And then you are going to work with your partner to answer question 2. And then you are going to move to answer questions 3 and 4 independently today. Okay? So go ahead and flip over to the back. And I want you to look at question 1. And I'm going to model how I think through question number 1. After reading tornadoes, what evidence supports the main idea that tornadoes can be the most dangerous storms of all? I'm going to pull out my graphic organizer. All of you hit the claim, hit that main idea that tornadoes and hurricanes are dangerous storms. And I'm going to look at my pieces of evidence, and I'm going to see if any of those match any of these. That's the first thing I'm going to do because I've already thought through all of this in my head, right? And I have it right there. They are shaped like a cylinder. They are born in thunderclouds. That's a great detail, but I'm not sure that that supports that they're dangerous. That just kind of tells me about them and how they're developing. The winds inside a tornado swirl around and around and can be more than 300 miles per hour. That's a great piece of evidence, and that does tell me that they're very powerful. I'm just not sure that it tells me that they're harmful yet. States such as Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Nebraska are known as Tornado Alley. Once again, great detail, great thing to know, but I'm not sure that that tells me that they're harmful. It just kind of tells me where they happen a lot. D, the winds are so strong that tornadoes can lift animals, cars, and even houses. So I'm looking at either B or D. B tells me that the tornado has really strong winds, but I'm thinking that D is my best answer because D tells me what those winds can do to cause harm. So I'm going to choose D. So what I want you to do with your partner is to read question 2, go through all of those answer choices, and make sure that you choose the best answer. Narrow it down to 2 choices and then go between those 2. And then you're going to move back to your block 1C and you're going to answer questions 3 and 4 independently. And then you are going to turn in this paper with your name on it and your graphic organizer with your name on it. If you need to take a couple extra minutes to finish up your graphic organizer before you move to the questions, I'm okay with that. But by the end of class, your graphic organizer and your questions need to be turned in. You are answering question 2 with who? Your partner. You are answering questions 3 and 4 independently. You make it to work.
Hurricane conditions become very dangerous. And while show something that find stuff that does show it is dangerous and then cross that. Tornadoes, rise, there can be floods and mudslides. Okay, so that's dangerous.
Okay, so I want you to grab it again. And I want you to grab your paper and grab it.
Wiped out and people who live there can be in great danger.
You can do that, or you can grab another paper for me.
The eye of the star is located in the center of the storms, tornadoes.
Okay. Just you're going to have a seat. We're going to
they have the ability to uproot trees from the ground.
Give me 5. It seems that a lot of my friends did not follow my original instructions and a lot of us answered the questions on the back. Well, I think that's great that we went ahead and did that. That means that we get to do something a little bit different. So, in just a second, when you get to this point, I want you to make sure you have your paper if you already turned it in. And you're going to grab a piece of notebook paper, and I'm going to put a question on the board for you to answer a short answer question. Okay? So go ahead and grab a piece of notebook paper. I will put a question on the board for you to answer as a short answer question.
Everyone see it says
Yep.
and then A, B, and D.
What?
Do we still answer those notebook papers?
to just read the first paragraph. And the first paragraph told you that Florida was no longer going to have beaches. And that was the claim that the author made. And you didn't read the rest of the article to look for those pieces of supporting evidence. Is that true?
No.
Do we really know? No, and so it's important to look for those pieces of supporting evidence to make sure you know what you're reading about. Somebody over here said, well, if you just know the claim but you don't have the evidence, you don't really know what you're talking about. Have you ever heard you can't believe everything on the internet?
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm going for here. If you don't look for those pieces of supporting evidence, you don't know if it's true. And so that's why we have to look for those facts that can't be proven wrong to support what we're trying to get across. And that's why when you're writing, it's important to use good pieces of evidence to support your ideas so that you come across as a person who knows what they're talking about. Does that make sense? Awesome. So we can connect what we've done today and what we did yesterday and what we're going to continue to do this week with what we're doing in writing, and we can connect it with our world and when we're reading in our world. All right, nice job today. We are going to transition to block 2. So when I say go, I need you to get your math stuff. Remember, we have a different schedule today because of our delay. I need you to get your stuff for math.